Man, oh man, it's getting spicy out here in battle rap, and we up early working this morning. I ain't gonna lie, I'm kind of hot. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. I got the morning raspy. I ain't gonna lie, I'm kind of hot. NBS, you ducked me, my boy. NBS, you ducked this interview, and you know you did. You can't cap, you can't lie, you can't say you didn't, cause I got the screenshots. How did me and you talk 3, 4, 5 times and through this time period that we supposed to get this interview going? We supposed to do an interview at 9 p.m. Central Time. You reading email, you reading text messages, you leaving me on red. I call you, I call you, you don't pick up the phone, then you only want to respond during text messaging. Talking about you need 30 minutes to get to your car, then you don't open the message for another 2 hours. How? We supposed to have an interview. We supposed to have an interview. You ducked the interview. I bet. Well, let's get to it then. ARP, my boy. Shout out RBE. I see you on the offense with the thing. You definitely standing up for yourself. I see you. So you wanted to know if we could consider the URL hating on you for offering media money to stay quiet. Bet you want to know specifically if it was torturous interference is the legal term that you referred to, which is very ironic because it's the same thing that the URL is suing RBE over. So let's get into this. Torturous interference, also known as intentional interference with contractual relations in the common law of torts, occurs when one person intentionally damages someone else's contractual or business relationships with the third party, causing economic harm. So you asking me if the URL offering hush money to media, we're gonna get into that, NBS, offering hush money to media is torturous interference, because if we don't cover your basically if we don't cover your events, that impacts the amount of money that you could possibly make on that event. Is it torturous interference? Absolutely it is. But then my rebuttal to that, there's no rules in this. There's no rules to business. Of course you have, you know what I'm saying, your own integrity. But what if you operate, you know what I'm saying? What if you operate at a level that is no holds barred? That all I care about is winning. I don't care about who I damage, who I hurt, who I got to step on. But in order to step on somebody, don't you got to kind of look to the left and to the right and see if somebody's in your peripheral, see if somebody's close enough to. So what are we really doing here? URL. What are we really doing here, RBE? But let me holler at you, NBS Central. So I'm gonna tell y'all he gotta, yeah, we up early, man. Cause I ain't gonna lie. NBS Central ducked the interview we supposed to have. NBS Central ducked the interview we supposed to have last night. I'm a little hot about it. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm a little, cause I could have been drinking, I could have been having a whole lot of more fun last night, but I stayed sober because I had an interview to do, allegedly, supposedly. So I watch ARP's blog, and I hear the name NBS Central. NBS Central is an up and coming blogger, who I would say parallels a lot of what LTBR does as far as providing up to the minute stats, as far as interviews that's going on in the culture, far as updates throughout certain events. But I'll also say this: NBS 2023, you didn't got your name into some mucky waters already, because you already had a falling out with LTBR, because you tweeted out that you had an exclusive conversation earlier this year with Smack at an event that he never even got off stage for. Those was your words, nobody else's. And Moni from LTBR called you out on it. So then, you know what I'm saying? And I know how these things work. These when battle rap media is outside, because a lot of these people, they don't just work in one tandem and two tandem. Like if you look at OTFMZ, no, it's a group of them. If you look at LTBR, it's a group of them. NBS, it's a group of them. So the main person, Keo, I don't think he was necessarily at the event, but he's the one who tweet NBS Central on Twitter is the one that tweeted out, said they had a conversation with Smack. So you are, and then you kind of got into it with LTBR, and it got kind of a little messy for a few hours on Twitter. But now your name's in this. Now your name's in this RBE drama. So when I talked to you yesterday, this is the story. So again, they provide updates. They provide real-time updates for their event. That's why there's a little bit of separation between, you know what I'm saying, what I necessarily do and what NBS and what LTBR do, because I don't do, they do the layouts and the flyers for real-time, anytime real-time events and real-time information to go out to the culture. Hey man, thumbs up the video. We're gonna be here a while. We're gonna talk about this. We're gonna break this down. Hey, NBS, the only way you can prove this is if you release some screenshots. And not the ones you sent me either. Not the ones you sent me. I want to see the screenshots from Beasley contacting you. That's what I want to see. But we gonna get into that. We gonna get into that, man. Make sure y'all thumb up the video. NBS, you ducked my interview. You ducked my interview, my boy. What you do that for? Because we was gonna have a conversation. Because I had some follow-up questions. So I was gonna let you tell the whole story. And then I was gonna have some follow-up questions, because this was gonna be a little bit different of an interview than I normally put out, because when battle rappers entities come on my platform, it's usually in promotion. It's not in clearing up, or I don't have to do any investigating into a conversation. So this one was gonna be a little bit different. K-Shine Lawyer, so he sent me a screenshot. He did send me a screenshot, but it's not the screenshot I need to validate what he's saying. I'm gonna say that. It's a screenshot and the source is valid, but it's not I need to see a Beasley screenshot. I need to see a Beasley conversation with you. I need to see a thread between you and Beasley where he's saying to you, he's offering you money, because that's what you said, that he offered you money to not cover this RBE event. So again, this is what happened. So he's covering Divide and Conquer. Allegedly, this is all allegedly, because I haven't seen the screenshots, haven't seen the communication from Beasley's side. So he's covering the RBE events. He says then he gets a message, or Beasley gets a hold of him and says, you know, you're doing a lot of coverage for RBE. You're doing a lot of coverage for Divide and Conquer. What's up with some coverage on our event? What's up with some coverage on us? And he says, no, I'm not giving y'all no coverage. You know what I'm saying? I do what I want. Granted, he definitely does, as you should. So then he says that Beasley tells him, well, what if I were to give you some money to keep you quiet and not cover the event? And offers an undisclosed amount of money. Now, I know the amount of money that he told me. And I can also say this. I had another conversation with a very credible source that I rely upon to get other information, who gave me the exact same dollar amount. So I will say that to your credit. But did you tell them? Did you tell them that information? Because you told that information to me and you sent me the screenshots. So I got to believe that you're willing to send the screenshots to other people as well. Right? I got to believe that you was willing to send out this information and have other conversations. And you did have other conversations, because, I mean, hell, you've already said this, and you already got another interview that you're dropping. Shout out Proper Context Media. That interview is going to drop with him and Keo this morning, apparently, I guess. But you said that Beasley offers you an undisclosed amount of money You know what I'm saying? I can't say it did have a comma in there. I'm not going to get the exact amount, but it did say a comma. And I was like, whoa, they offered you how much? My first question is, and I think this is a question of a lot of battle rap community. Why would Beasley offer you the money? And this is no disrespect to NBS Central because I rock with NBS Central. And I thought he rocked with me, but then he ducked the interview, so I don't know. You didn't make the top 20 in media. You didn't. These are just the facts. Why would URL reach out to you and offer you money for this for one event? Because I asked you, I said, is this 4-digit amount for one event or is it for multiple events? You said it was for one event. So they offered you 4 commas for one event. Why didn't you take the money? First, why would they reach out to you in the first place? And then secondly, why didn't you take the money? Because here's the thing, you could have took the money and not covered the event and nobody would have been the wiser. Nobody would have been the wiser. You could have came out and said you had COVID. You could have came out and said you had some family stuff to do. You literally could have came out and said, you could have said nothing and you just could have not covered the event. So why didn't you cover the event? Or why didn't you take the money? Not necessarily why didn't you cover the event, because you did. Why did you not take the money? It's just, again, these are the questions I was going to ask. And then did you go back? Again, I see the thread. I see the thread that you sent me. So I'm going to say this. From the thread that he sent me, it looked like he was confronted by ARP, not necessarily reaching out to ARP. In the thread that he sent me, I can't say, in the thread that he sent me, he's being asked this. So someone, not NBS, someone else got word to ARP that this was going on and that this was happening. And ARP confronted NBS about the information. But again, my question still remains. Where is the screenshots from Beasley? Where is the screenshots from Beasley? Not saying you don't have them, but that's the only way you really gonna clear your name on this one, because you really in the thick of it, my boy. I ain't gonna lie to you. You are in the thick of torturous interference, which is the exact same reason that URL is suing RBE. So then URL does the same thing to RBE that they're suing them for. So at this point in time, I would have to believe that they're risking their lawsuit with RBE. I have to believe that. That is my belief. That is my stance on this. Again, ARP, he put a challenge out there to media and said, don't cover this if you're gonna be in the middle about this. Is this hate? Is this illegal? Is it torturous interference? Yes, yes, and yes. Yes, yes, and yes. It is hate. It is illegal. And it is torturous interference. So yes to all of the above, ARP. But again, the problem in battle rap is ain't no friends. There's no friends in this battle rap game. Ain't nobody saying that they got to be honorable in their business dealings. They got to be what I would think the common people would say are good business practices. They don't have to follow any rules. They already risked it by paying K-Shine $15K not to battle on RBE. And that's what ARP is saying. Because one thing, when it comes to torturous interference, it's very difficult to prove. So what you got to do is work with your lawyer and constantly feed your lawyer information and let him build up this case. And that's what ARP is doing. And the only reason I feel like he's doing it to this level is because he got enough information. Why else would he show his hand at this point? He got the information. He got everything that he wants. He has enough information. The lawyer's telling him that he's in a comfortable place, that he can openly talk about these situations. He can bring more light to what we already know has been done. When you have battlers coming out saying, I got 15, 20K not to battle on RBE. They pay me money to sit down, so I don't even got to have conversations with RBE. We've heard this well before 2023. We've heard this with Kayshawn. We heard this with Hollow. We've heard this with numerous battlers when it comes to doing business with RBE. Battles that we want to see are getting blocked by the URL. So yeah, it's starting to roll down the hill. And my thing is, if you're the number one guy, and I see a lot of people saying this, but I believe it though. If you're the number one dude and you're the number one guy, you one of the top guys in your field, in your respective sports, I don't care what you're doing, you know what I'm saying, behind me. If I'm considered number one, why would I care what second place is doing? Why would I care what third place is doing, so on and so forth? I got blinders on. I can only see forward. I can't see to the left or my right. No, I'm looking this way. That's why I said what I said with the whole Chris Unbiased thing. When you an Eagle, I consider, you know what I'm saying, Piper Boy, Angry Fan, Three Letterman. Those, you know what I'm saying? That's the upper echelons of this, right? So if you notice somebody, if you take a shot, even though it might be a slight shot, even though it might be a respectable shot, what have you, you only taking shots with people that you notice. And if I'm an Eagle, I only notice other Eagles. And so if I am URL, I have to ask myself, why do I care about someone else that I say is not on my level? Another battle rap platform that I say is not on my level. Hey man, I appreciate you, my boy. Kayshawn Lawyer. Hey, if you're gonna be in a redemption, man, just hit me up, DM me, man. Hit me up, man. I got you. I definitely got you. But if you in first place, why are you worried about what everybody else is doing? Why? Because these tactics, these methods that you're using to keep your position, for lack of a better term, quote unquote, keep your position, it makes you look terrible. It makes you look terrible. These are not these are not boss moves. These are not boss moves. If you run in a race, you out here throwing sticks in the other lane. Why are you throwing sticks in the other lane if you that guy? If you know you the fastest on the track. If I know I'm the fastest on the track, all I got to do is run the race. All I got to do is run my race. I ain't got to worry about what's going on in lane 3, what's going on in lane 5. I can't see over there. I can only see in lane 4 because you know why? I'm the fastest man in my heat. URL. Why would you? And then NBS Central, man. I got to get back to you, my boy. I got to get back to NBS Central. NBS Central. Why? Because you know what I'm saying, you're supposed to do it. I heard Angry Fan was looking for an interview with you. I heard, who else hit you up? Piper Boy was looking for an interview with you. And I told you what you should do. I said, do the interview with me. We'll do it on both of our lives. That way you can collaborate. So if you did it with Proper Context Media, which I hope you did, you know what I'm saying? I hope you get some views off of that. But you ducked my interview, man. I don't like that. Is it because I was going to ask questions? Is it because I was going to ask follow-up questions? Because I could have gotten a whole different bag than anybody's ever seen me in. Why? Because I'm searching for the truth. When battle rappers come on my platform, I'm not searching for the truth. It's good conversation. We promoting something. We talking about the culture, but this particular topic, I'm searching for answers. So again, you gave me a little bit of the truth, but I need the full scope. So I want to see the interview that you do with Proper Context Media. I want to see that interview because I want to see if you provide those receipts from Beasley. Will you provide those receipts from Beasley? Will you show either if it was a phone call Will you show if it was a text message? Will you show the DMs? You have to show proof of Beasley reaching out to you. That's it. And let the people decide. Because, you know what I'm saying, they either going to believe you or they not. Some people going to say, angry fan would have tore him up. Probably. But if you telling the truth, you ain't got nothing to hide. You said, yeah, man, the interview is set for 9 a.m. apparently. No, we're gonna see, man. I'm interested in it. I'm interested in what type of interview proper context does with him. Because if this is just a conversation and you telling your story and you don't provide the receipts from Beasley, I ain't saying it's cap. Because I got other reliable sources that said it is true. I got other reliable sources saying that they have been offering media. So I ain't gonna say you sitting here lying, but I'm gonna say that your truth is incomplete because you've already stepped into it. So now, to prove that you're not compromised, you didn't take the money, right? Well, now you have to show us that you was really offered the money. You do, bruh. You do. The conversations, you know what I'm saying? Rumors happen. Rumors get spread all the time. We know that. You know what I'm saying? People mothers been, you know what I'm saying, in same-sex relationships. People been sleeping with transgendered allegedly. People cheating on their wives and not paying child support. All of these are all rumors. But you can provide some facts. You have the answer to all of this. And you step right in the middle of it. So I hope, because I think right now, your battle rap credibility on the line, my boy. I think your battle rap credibility might be on the line with this one. Because I ain't going to lie. I was going to ask you about them Beasley. I need to see the Beasley communication. Because anybody could have told ARP that. Now, again, I'm not saying you lying because it's certain information that I heard that what you told me that aligned with someone else that I didn't tell them your story. They told me your story. So I'll at least say this. The same story is circulating. I'll at least say that. The same story is circulating around the culture. No matter what do you think he is going to be banned from URL events? No. And that's, I think, just with the community as supporters of this, if he doesn't provide the proof, if he doesn't bring the receipts, I do think it's going to be a certain group of people that's not going to, I think there's a certain group of people that already don't believe him. Because I already know when the LTBR thing hit the fan, it was so many people that came out and said NBS is lying, NBS be lying, he does bad, like the smear campaign was immediately. But if he's telling the truth though, so if he's lying, he gonna get cooked. I mean, but the URL is not gonna ban him from events. They're not gonna stop him from spending money with them. They're not gonna stop him from covering their events because that helps their business. So I don't think there's any penalty on that URL side. But then it's also this. So if you up and coming media, right? And you ain't even got to be up and coming media. Let's just say you've been around. If your channel, if your voice is not a dominant voice in the culture, and the URL is the biggest battle rap entity that we have in this field, how come you said no to the money? But then in saying no to the money, did you say no to collaborating with the URL? Because let's be honest, are you getting media passes when you pull up to events? Are you getting those media passes when you pull up to events? Again, when you talk about that getting exclusive information from Smack, that means there had to have been a relationship already there. And you know what I'm saying? OTFMZ is on your heels because you said that the contract with Caffeine was done in a tweet, and then like 11 minutes later you took the tweet down. But now you're saying you're not compromised. But in that sense, in that moment, you look a little bit, not all the way, but a little bit compromised. So NBS, you got some explaining to do, my boy. I hope this interview you provide all the receipts. Don't spare no punches. For what? You already in the thick of it now. You can't hide your hand with this one. ARP said your name. The views going crazy. Again, I talked to you. Your numbers going up. Your subscribers going up, as they should, because you do good work. But if he's telling the truth, what do we do next? That is a great question. If he's telling the truth, I think URL again looks crazy, looks absolutely ridiculous. And it's not going to stop the support of RBE. Because if you rock with RBE, you're just going to rock with RBE. Just like if you rock with the URL and you don't want to cross brand and cross support, then you're just going to rock with who you rock with. So if he's telling the truth, I think the way I look at URL is just like ethically, from an integrity standpoint, I question it. I would definitely question what the hell they was doing. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't see Nike, or I haven't heard Nike out here talking about telling, you know what I'm saying, different platforms, telling ESPN don't cover them Adidas commercials. I don't see Under Armour out here telling FS1 don't cover those Nike commercials, like don't show those Nike commercials. It's just things like, it's things you shouldn't do. It's just that's a bad business model to follow. I would be focusing on how I can improve my brand, not on other people and their success. Because when I'm looking to the left and to the right, like if I'm running a race, again, I keep coming back to this race shit because it's the easiest analogy I got. If I'm in lane 4, that means I'm the fastest person in my heat, right? So if I'm in lane 4 and I'm running, I got my blinders on. I'm not looking to the left or to the right because I know ain't nobody ahead of me. So I gotta be in first place. I gotta be in first place, whether it's either by a foot or by a mile. I gotta be in first place in that race because I don't see nobody ahead of me. The only way I slow down is if I look to the left or the right. If I feel somebody breathing down my neck, that's when I slow down. That's when I might look to the left and to the right. That's when that monkey jump on your back and your back get a little tight. You ain't running as fluently and as relaxed as you need to be to keep that number 1 spot. It's nasty work. If it's true, it's very nasty work. And then if you battle rap media and you accepting the money, let me ask y'all this: who do y'all think is accepting the money? Because NBS also said that other media platforms have taken the money. So he didn't say what platforms were taking money, but he said there have been platforms that did take the money. They did accept the hush money to keep quiet about RBE events. So let me ask y'all, the people, my people, who do you think is getting offered that hush money? Who do you think is on the URL payroll in battle rap media? Because I see it's difficult to say that who it would be. Because I know a lot of y'all want to blame Black Compass, but Black Compass talk about RBE events. They host RBE events. Tone Bro did face-offs for RBE last year. He did. I know y'all the first names y'all want to reach to is Cola and Black Compass, but they cover RBE events. Cola talks about RBE events. He do. Now, how he covers them, you know what I'm saying? That's up to them. But do they talk about RBE events? Yes. So who is not talking about RBE events? Who was quiet? I seen everybody do a recap. So I didn't see nobody that was quiet. Did everybody do a recap? All you got to do is go to the big platforms, see who went live. Vada was there. He was in the building and still went live afterwards. Cola, Black Compass, they did a recap. I did a recap. Angry Fan did a recap. PSA Hip Hop. Piper Boy don't really do recaps like that. I'm trying to think. 15 Minutes of Fame, they don't do recaps like that. Hip Hop is Real don't do recaps like that. So like, I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to piece these puzzles together. I would think Henny Man in the past, but he covered RBE now. That's a great, you know what I'm saying? He do cover RBE event. He be at the events. Not only does he cover, he be at the events. So whoever it is, they gotta have an NDA, and they doing it very well, because I'm not seeing any of the bigger names that are not covering RBE events. And if they are, you know what I'm saying, if they not covering, I'm a Eagle. So I stay in my lane, but I do watch a lot of I watch a lot of battle rap content. I'm not gonna lie, I'm still a fan first and foremost. So I still watch, you know what I'm saying, the heavy hitters. I got some new up and coming bloggers that I watch, like Joey 9 and F Dot. I rock with them. They just reached 1,000 subscribers, and so I watch a lot of battle rap content, you know what I'm saying, from the battles to the media, trying to support, trying to see what's going on in the culture. But NBS, you on the clock. You said OTFMZ didn't. That may be why Hectic's on they on this helmet. Oh, let me see. I can't. Did they not cover the event? And Josh is my guy from OTFMZ. That's my guy. Let me see what's going on. Oh, they all in the blue lights. They got all the blue lights. They covering all the blue lights. I'm seeing blue light coverage everywhere. And even I'm seeing promotion for Jag and Rosenberg. Nah, man, we can't let you do an OTFMZ like that. You know, they don't do battle rap recaps, but they keep you, you know what I'm saying? They do get the certain content, put out certain content on their live pertaining to the actual battle. So I don't know, man. Let me check something else real quick though. So if I find somebody that I think ain't covering the event, I'm definitely about to pull up. Oh man, they got me investigating today, man. Make sure y'all thumb up the video. Make sure y'all thumb up the video. Hey, I seen Coffee back outside too. And I know some things. And I know some things about Coffee being back outside. I absolutely do. Don't worry, we're gonna get that interview too. We spinning on Coffee for the interview. That's a fact. And I might be live with another interview today. Y'all gonna be surprised if I get this interview. Let me see. Let me see. Oh boy. No, they did it. I'm seeing. I don't know, man. Y'all gotta let me know who y'all think ain't covering these battle rap events. They should be covering them. I'm seeing flyers on some of the biggest platforms. So if it's and I mean, maybe the URL is working with smaller platforms, because with smaller platforms, you know what I'm saying, maybe they want to be in collaboration with the URL. I ain't saying it's a bad thing to be in collaboration with the URL if you can keep your integrity, if you can keep your original thoughts, your true thoughts. But if they paying you hush money to not cover battle rap events, that's that's wild. That's wild, man. But y'all let me know what y'all think about all of this. NBS Central, why you duck me, my boy? Why you duck the interview? You said media covers URL 100 times more than others. Ari, I would say yeah, but I would say that's only because that's what the algorithm shows. That's what the algorithm shows. Other leagues only get a small portion of the coverage. I mean, it's a lot of leagues. It's a lot of leagues. That's one thing I did learn in media. I didn't realize there was so many battle rap leagues out there. And this is my challenge. And I put it out there at the beginning of the year. So, Ari, if you have another league that you feel like I should be covering, if you got battles that I should be covering, battlers that I should be covering, have them hit me up in my DM, because I put the challenge out there to all battle rap platforms. All battle rap platforms. If you got an event you want me to cover, hit me up. I'm not charging you money for it. I know other media platforms that charge money for smaller leagues to get their content out there. I'm not charging money for it. I'll watch it. I'll give you my honest opinion, and it's gonna be what it's gonna be. So it might be worth a bar recap. It might not be worth a bar recap. But I'll give you my opinion on it. And even if I do a blog saying it's ass, at least you're getting coverage on your battles. But it's a lot going on. And again, if you are a media entity, you want to cover what people want to talk about. So it's a lot more difficult to pick the content that you want to cover on other leagues, because if it's not getting watched, it's kind of like, what am I doing it for? OSBL Kel's league. No, shout out OSBL, but she be getting a lot of people be rocking with OSBL. I want to work with OSBL. I do. I want to work with OSBL and cover their events. And start hosting some of their face-offs. I've hit Kels up. I got messages. I've DM'd Kels. I gave her flowers in public, but I've DM'd her waiting for her to get back to me so we could work together. I want to collaborate. And I didn't say it wasn't true. I just said pertaining to NBS that I want to see the BEASLEY screenshots. I want to see the BEASLEY screenshots. That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? The story is consistent. The story that's going around is consistent. Multiple people that I have talked to, when he told me, people was hitting me up. They was telling the same story that he told me, down to the exact dollar amount that he was offered to remain quiet. So I'm not saying that he lying, but I also am not about to sit here. And I've learned in this community, you got to wait until all the evidence come out before you make an opinion on anything. All the evidence. And the evidence I got right now says that I believe that he's telling the truth. I think he's telling the truth, but I don't know he's telling the truth. I want to see the screenshots from BEASLEY. I seen the screenshots from the other side. I want to see the screenshots from BEASLEY. He said nobody's really talking about the KOTD Pat Stay tribute, don't you think? So let me be honest with you. And I'm gonna tell you why I haven't covered that event. I ain't gonna say why I have not covered that event. I don't really cover a lot of KOTD battles. KOTD is not a, you know what I'm saying? I watched them sparingly. I watched them throughout the tournament. And I really got introduced to KOTD through the tournament. And so, you know what I'm saying, my first introduction, you talking about, they didn't have, you know what I'm saying, the best introduction in the battle rap for me. So I'll kind of like, I pick and choose my battles that I cover with KOTD and that I watch. I ain't got no problem with them, but again, my first introduction to how they do business and how they conduct themselves was not the best. And it's on the same day as Easy and Hitman Hollow, respectfully. That is also true. And that, matter of fact, why would they do that? Because Remy she put the date out back in December. She put the date out and everything. And then in return, they literally came back and said they was going to have this event at the same time. And I'm sorry, like Easy and Hitman, that's a bigger battle than anything they got over there. Like, I know they got DNA and Charlie Clips versus Real Sick and Lou Castro in the 2-on-2, respectfully. And Clips is already battling the week before. And we don't know if those are 1-rounders. We don't know if they 3-round battles. But I'll give you a prediction, though. I don't know what they was thinking when they did that. So, you know what I'm saying? It's not, sometimes it's bad scheduling. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying? It's relationships. A lot of battle rappers, a lot of relationships building. You know, when it comes to getting interviews, when it comes to collaborations with leagues, and you know what I'm saying? I don't get free anything. You know what I'm saying? I buy all my pay-per-views. You know what I'm saying? I travel to events on my own dime. You know what I'm saying? On the support of everybody in the chat. So, you know what I'm saying? Donate to that Cash App if you ain't already. All Cash App donations is appreciated. It go right back to the channel. I ain't even paid myself. You can ask Dead Ass Talk. I pay him. I've yet to pay myself as it pertains to temperature check. Every bit of money that I make go back to my channel. He said they have a lot of backpack followers that will match the views Chrome 23 will get. Also, their sponsorship is crazy. And it could be. But is the prestige there? I mean, they're going to do their numbers. I expect them to do their numbers. Again, they got Hollow versus Sharon on there. Like I said, they got that 2-on-2. It's a couple things going on that. But I'll do this. I'll spin the block and see what's going on with the past day, because I will say this: they're doing it for a good cause, so it should get more traction. Respectfully, it should get more traction because they're doing it for a good cause. All the money that is raised is going to Pat Stay's family to support. You know what I'm saying? A family that is missing a loved one. So shout out to Pat Stay and his family. You know what I'm saying? RIP to Pat Stay, one of the GOATs in this. But we've been rapping here for a long time, man. I appreciate y'all rocking with me. NBS Central has an interview dropping with Proper Context Media, 9 a.m. I'm thinking that's Eastern Standard Time, so 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. Yeah, I need to see the receipts, my boy. I'm not saying that you lying. You gave me half your truth, but I need the other half. 1 + 1 do equal 2, but if I only got 1, I can't get to 2, my boy. But I appreciate y'all rocking with me. Continue to rock. Hey, I got a matter of fact, I'm working on a couple good interviews the next few days, man. So y'all continue to support the channel, man. Shout out my brother Deadass Talk. I did see that Easy to Block Captain is on his promo run. I did see he was on the Joe Budden podcast talking about this Remy card coming up. Shout out Joe Budden for staying in tune with the culture, giving the culture a platform to shine. Shout out Remy for using her network to get us the platform to shine on battle rap. And shout out Easy to Block Captain, because he not doing interviews with just, you know what I'm saying, the Joe Budden podcast. He doing a lot of interviews with up and coming bloggers as well. You know what I'm saying? So you got to respect that. It's not, let me read a couple comments that before I get up out of here. It's not the league, really, it's the event, really. It's a 2-day event, and the battles could be on the 24th instead of the 25th. I mean, that's true too, but then, like, I don't know I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see how it go. But shout out to everybody in the battle rap community. This is very interesting. URL. Keep your blinders on. If you number one, keep your blinders on, because you slow down when you look to the left and the right. And ARP, keep applying pressure, because you're playing with house money, my boy. And NBS, I'll holler at you very soon. But this is Temperature Check. I am your host as always, man. Mr. Check the Temperature. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel. And you know the motto. We ain't just getting started. I've been here. Like the damn video too, man. And share it out, man. We're trying to get these numbers up.